Hey guys, it's Matt here from Henry Shine. Just doing a quick run through. Everyone wants to know a little bit about the new E3 milling machine that can mill clear aligners from VHF. So just giving you guys a quick run through. So I'm going to start with the 3Shape software. So we'll end up in the VHF software and then we'll finish it in the Asiga software. So once you've got your ortho model ready to print. Now I would generally print mine solid rather than hollow. If you are to print them hollow, VHF do have some requirements that the model arches must be flat. If they're hollow, the minimum thickness must be 1.5 mil. Labels on the teeth must be raised. Labels on gums must be recessed. Right, so if it's on the gum, it can go in. If it's on the teeth, it has to be raised. Labels must be placed at a sufficient distance to the desired trim line. The labels must not be applied to the bottom surface of the dental arch model, and the file name may not contain umlauts, I don't even know what that is, or special character. Alright, so that's what VHF are looking for. We would download the software from the VHF portal. You get a license with the mill as well. So basically, if we were just to export a case like this, let's just go export models, wherever you want to save them to. Huzzah, I'm going to overwrite, whatever. Yep, cool. So now that that's exported, models, after you've done that, in the settings of VHF, the license has to be imported up here. We need to make sure that the output folder points towards CNC, so we have to manually put this folder in. And the output for 3D printing, wherever you wanted to export your 3D print folder, you'd choose that. And then for me, with VHF, when I go select files, I've made sure that VHF is going to look at this trim cam one here. Yep. All right. Sorry, Asiga, not VHF. That's for your 3D printer. All right. So to start, as I said, it has to be a solid or a hollow model. We're going to choose trim line for dental splints. Matt is awesome is our case. Okay. Now you can choose your arch. So for me, I'm just going to go desktop ortho models. Let's export mandibular. So you can see on here, there's my lower. You can choose the distance of the trim line to the gingiva. You can also create so your clear aligner is going to be trimmed off over the top of a posterior molar, and you can choose a percentage as well. So once you've done that, we hit execute. It's then going to figure out the line, where it's going to go. It is also important to understand that the requirements. So my CPU is actually not up to spec here. So they require at least a 10th gen with 6 cores or better and multi-threading or hyper-threading. Mine doesn't have hyper-threading, and I've got the 9700K instead of the 10700. Or obviously a variant of the Ryzen with multi-threads as well. So I've got everything else there, but my CPU is most probably just a little bit slower than what they're suggesting. Anyhow, once it's calculated here, we're going to hit next. So you can choose the thickness of your foil at this point in time. There is going to be other options, I believe, down the track as well. So if it we'll make it, slightly thicker one. You can change some settings here as well, and then we hit execute. It's going to calculate again. So you can see the trim line all around the outside there, where it's done it. Once it's calculated this job, basically it will end up placing the file into the CNC software. Now, the reason why I'm pretty sure that thicker blanks are going to be able to be chosen down the track, you can see that's a P140 R1 cutter. In the library, there's also P300 R2 cutter. So they've got plans to have a lot larger cutter that will be able to be introduced later on. It's just that cutter at this point in time, I'd say that this is going to be the main cutter that we're going to use. Now, it says 16-hour changeover expiry time. I've heard from VHF that 16 hours is actually much shorter than what's actually possible out of that particular blank. But, you know, so now that it's calculated the job, we can go next. That's all but done. Next, everything's all completed. There's my job list. Matt is awesome. If we open up the VHF software now, you can see this is Matt is awesome has come in. It's ready to go, but obviously we require to print that. So I'm just coming into my Sega. I'm going to select my file. Just going to find Matt is awesome. There's my model. There we go. And that's pretty much all good to print. So that's how I'm going to print that. So I'd send that to the printer. 46 minutes. Let's choose fast print mode. 29 minutes. And we can actually go next, continue. I might actually make it rather than 0.75. Let's just make it 0.1. Let's make this 0.1. So it's going to be 23 minutes. We could even, if you really wanted to do 0.125, 0.125, 20 minutes. That's fine. You can preset that at the start with your Sega, with the build properties. You can actually choose, you know, whatever thickness that you wanted to print it on, and that's going to depend on how accurate that print looks, you know. So let's just, if you're to choose 100, hit OK, send it to the printer, fast print mode, next, continue. We don't need supports because you can see that it's flat to the base already. Don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry even about a base plate because it's already its own base plate because it's solid. And then pretty much, well, you know, if I had a printer connected, I'd hit print. And then that way that can print. You know, that's pretty much all ready to go. So then once that's printed, obviously, you know, you can see the underside. That's going to fit into the milling machine and locate into that position. And then obviously once that's done, and that's in the mill, ready to go, then you'd hit play here. Oh, sorry, correction. You'd use your mini star, do your suck down on that, and then load that into the machine with the suck down on it, and then it would trim it away. So, all right, that is the workflow on the new E3, and that's what's involved if you wanted to do that workflow. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Bye.